This is a story about betrayal, family, and finally finding peace. It's about the moment I realized my own sister didn't see me as family, and how that realization led to the most satisfying revenge I could have ever imagined. It all started with a text message that hit me like a punch to the gut. Asterisk. Hey, just wanted to let you know the guest list is finalized and we had to make some tough cuts. Hope you understand. Love you. Asterisk tough cuts? I stared at the screen, reading it for the 5th time, a slow, sickening feeling spreading through my chest. This wasn't some distant cousin they barely knew. This wasn't an old acquaintance who'd fallen out of touch. This was my sister, Emily. The same sister I'd pulled through every single crisis, every heartbreak, every moment of self-doubt. And now, she'd cut me from her wedding guest list like an afterthought. I almost laughed, the sheer absurdity of it. It had to be a mistake. So, I picked up the phone and called our mom, hoping for an explanation, for someone to tell me this was all a misunderstanding. She answered quickly, her voice bright. Hey, sweetheart, what's up? I didn't bother with small talk. I just got a message from Emily. She says the guest list is finalized, and I'm not on it. There was a pause, just long enough to confirm my worst suspicions. Oh, honey, Mom sighed, that familiar tone creeping into her voice. The one she always used to make me feel like I was the unreasonable one. It's just a wedding. Don't make a big deal out of this. Just a wedding? A hot, stinging coil tightened in my stomach. Are you serious, Mom? My voice was unnervingly calm. I'm her brother. How am I not invited to my own sister's wedding? She made that irritating TSK sound, as if I were a toddler having a tantrum. It's not personal. They just had to keep the guest list small. Mom, I cut her off, my voice rising despite myself. I literally just saw Emily's Instagram post. She invited 150 people. Silence. Then a forced, awkward chuckle. Well, you know how these things are. Weddings are expensive. And maybe they assumed you wouldn't mind skipping this one. Wouldn't mind, the words echoed in my head. It felt like a physical blow. Mom, I've been there for Emily through everything. I helped her move twice when she was broke. When she lost her job, we covered half her rent. I was the one who picked up the pieces after her last breakup. But now I'm not good enough to be there on her special day. Oh, stop being dramatic, Mom huffed. It's just one day. You're overreacting. I laughed then, a short, bitter sound devoid of humor. Overreacting, right? I could already see how this would play out. I'd argue, Mom would shrug me off. Emily would offer some half-hearted apology later, and I'd be expected to forgive and forget, just like I always did. But something inside me snapped. Not this time. If I wasn't worthy of inclusion, then fine. I wouldn't be. I hung up without another word, my fingers already flying across my phone. If I wasn't going to Emily's wedding, I was going to be somewhere much, much nicer. I was going on vacation. The more I thought about it, the angrier I became. I'm not the type to get upset over trivial matters. I'd let so much slide over the years. Emily had forgotten my birthday more times than I could count, only called when she needed something, and Mom always expected me to be the understanding one. Emily got away with murder. But this was a whole new level of disdain. I wasn't going to sit around moping while my sister and the rest of the family played Happy Little Wedding without me. If I wasn't significant enough to be there for her biggest day, I wasn't significant enough to be there when they needed me. Period. I grabbed my laptop. If Emily was having the happiest day of her life, I was going to have the best week of mine. It took less than an hour to plan. I booked an all-inclusive 5-star resort in the Caribbean, ocean view suite, spa services, private beach access. I'd always told myself such a trip was too pricey, too extravagant. Not this time. This wasn't just a holiday. This was a statement. When the wedding weekend arrived, I was already on a plane, sipping champagne in first class. I made sure to upload a picture, legs stretched out, drink in hand, with a simple caption. Guess I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll survive. The reactions were instant. Laughing emojis from cousins, a good for you. Should have taken me with you from Aunt Lisa, the only rational one in the family. But the best reaction? That came from my mom. 3 texts in a row. Where are you? Are you seriously missing your sister's wedding over this? You're being petty. Petty. I wasn't even close to finishing. I sent back a photo of the beach, white sand, crystal blue ocean, postcard perfect view. Then I shut off my phone. I wasn't about to let them guilt me. Not this time. For the first time in years, I wasn't putting my family first. I was putting myself first. And it felt incredible. By the time I arrived in paradise, any lingering remorse had vanished. The moment I walked out of the airport, the warm ocean breeze hit me, carrying the scent of salt and tropical flowers. A private car was waiting, a sleek black SUV with chilled towels and bottled water. Yeah, this was definitely better than a wedding. As we drove down the coast, I reflected on how right I was to do this. Back home, my family was probably bustling with wedding preparations. Mom was likely making excuses for my absence. Emily was probably laughing with her bridesmaids, not giving me a second thought. But here, I wasn't an afterthought. Here, I was the priority. My priority. The resort was something out of a dream. Giant palm trees sprouted in the lobby, a massive open-air design let the ocean wind sweep through, and you were greeted with a cocktail before you even checked in. My room was unreal, floor-to-ceiling windows, a private balcony, and the most gorgeous king-sized bed I'd ever seen. I threw down my bags, stepped onto the balcony, and just took it all in. Then, just to twist the knife a little deeper, I took a picture of the view and posted it. When one door closes, another one opens, preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas. I knew it would find its way back to my family. And honestly, I hoped it did. Because for once, they could understand what it was like to be left out. And I was just getting started. By the way, if you're still with me, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. More unbelievable stories like this one are coming. The first full day of my trip was pure bliss. I started the morning with room service. Fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, coffee so good it ruined every cup I'd ever tasted. Then I spent the entire day doing exactly what I wanted. No responsibilities. No family drama. Just me, the ocean, and a schedule focused solely on my own enjoyment. By afternoon, I was lounging on a sunbed by the infinity pool, martini in hand, watching the waves roll in. Every so often, I'd check my phone, not to check in with my family, but to look at the growing number of reactions to my vacation posts. The comments were gold. Cousin Jake. Bro, where are you even? Aunt Lisa. Okay, now you're just showing off. An old college friend. Dude, invite me next time. Then, a notification popped up that made me smirk. Emily saw your article. Oh, now she was paying attention. I could just picture her, sitting in the bridal room, sipping cheap champagne, scrolling through Instagram, only to see me living my best life while she stressed about her wedding. Good. I leaned back, took another sip of my drink, and thought, enjoy your special day, sis. I hope it's everything you wanted. But as the sun began to set, something unexpected happened. My phone started to explode. At first, I ignored it, figuring it was just more people reacting to my photos. But then I saw the names: Mom, Emily, Cousin Jake, even Uncle Rob. Call after call. Texts coming in nonstop. I raised an eyebrow. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me, and I opened my phone. The first text was from my mother. Call me. It's an emergency. An emergency? Attending the wedding? I sighed, debating if I even cared. Then Jake's message flashed up. Dude, you are not going to believe what just happened. Oh, now I was curious. I sat up, scrolling through the texts, and quickly realized that the universe had just given me the nicest wedding gift I could have ever hoped for. Because, as it turned out, Emily's beautiful wedding had gone up in flames. I scanned through a torrent of messages, my smirk growing wider with each one. Jake, bro, you dodged a bullet. Mom, call me right now. This is a family crisis. Emily, please. Where are you? I need you. I stretched out in my lounge chair, took another sip of my cocktail, and kept scrolling. Then I found a message that made me laugh out loud. According to cousin Melissa, the groom simply walked out. I nearly choked on my drink. The groom left? Oh, this was better than I could have imagined. Curiosity finally got the best of me. I texted Jake back. What do you mean he left? Jake's response. Dude, during the reception, full meltdown. He and Emily had some huge fight, and then he just walked out. Straight up left the venue. And then Uncle Rob and Dad got into a screaming match over who was ruining the family's reputation. Grandma cried. The venue cut the bar early. It's a mess. I leaned back, a triumphant smirk on my face. My sister had refused to let me attend her wedding, believing she didn't need me. And now, suddenly, I was the first person they all ran to. I could already hear Mom's voice in my head. Asterisk, you need to fix this. Emily is devastated. Asterisk, yeah, no thanks. I opened the next message. It was from Emily. Answer your phone, please. I need you. Oh, suddenly I was significant. I took a deep breath and typed back a single response. Sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was fun. And then I blocked her number. I blocked my mother. I even blocked Jake, just in case he got pulled into their guilt trip operation. Then I turned my phone to do not disturb, waved over the bartender, and ordered another drink. Because while my family spiraled, I was in paradise. And for once, I wasn't bothered. The following morning, I woke to the sound of waves breaking on the shore. The scent of sea and tropical flowers drifted through my open balcony doors. I stretched and yawned, and for one glorious minute, I almost forgot about the pandemonium at home. Almost. Then I looked at my phone. Even with most of my family blocked, I still had over 20 missed calls from random numbers. They were trying everything to reach me. A few voicemails had slipped through. Despite my better judgment, I pressed play on the first one. Mom's voice frantic. I don't know what you think you're doing, but this is not the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is devastated, and we need you here. This family needs to stick together right now. I rolled my eyes before deleting it. Next voicemail. Emily crying. I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please just call me back. Click. Deleted. The next one had me laughing. Jake, whispering as if he were hiding in a closet. Dude, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to show up at your apartment when you get back. Just a heads up. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's hilarious. That voicemail? That one I saved. I tossed my phone on the bed and stepped out onto the balcony. The sun had just begun to rise, painting the ocean in a golden glow. I took a deep breath, letting the warmth sink in. Back home, my family was scrambling to do damage control. Meanwhile, I was here, sipping espresso in a bathrobe, enjoying the best decision I'd ever made. And the best part, they were now feeling exactly what I had felt when they cut me out. Unwanted. Forgotten. Left out. It was rather poetic, actually. But I wasn't finished yet. I grabbed my phone, snapped a photo of my breakfast, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and a mimosa so brilliant it might blind someone, and posted it with this caption. Starting my day stress-free. Hope everyone back home is doing okay. Then, just for fun, I went through my blocked messages, grinned at all the missed calls, and ordered another mimosa. I had no intention of calling them back. Let them clean up their own mess. I was on vacation. By midday, I was relaxing under a secluded cabana, sipping a tropical drink with an umbrella, when my phone vibrated again. This time the message came from cousin Melissa. Okay, I know you're mad, and honestly, you deserve to be, but you have to hear what happened after the wedding. Call me. You're going to love this. I raised an eyebrow. Melissa had always been the only cousin with a brain. If she said I needed to hear something, it was probably worth my time. So, despite my better judgment, I called her. She answered on the first ring. Oh my God, you're finally answering, she practically squealed, unable to contain her joy. Okay, are you sitting down? I gazed out at the vast ocean from my shaded cabana, a chilled beverage in my hand. Yeah, I think I'm in a good place for whatever this is. Melissa let out a breathless laugh. Okay. After the groom left, Emily had a complete meltdown. And I don't mean a few tears. I mean yelling, wailing, and throwing things at the wedding party. I smirked. Sounds about right. Melissa continued, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Everyone was trying to calm her down. Mom overheard Aunt Lisa suggest that the disaster could have been avoided. If you'd been there, I blinked. Wait, what? Melissa giggled. Yes. She was saying that you've always been the one to mend problems when Emily spirals. That if you were present, you would have talked sense into the groom or handled everything like you normally do. I burst into laughter. So, let me get this straight. The same family that barred me from the wedding is now blaming me for not being present to preserve it. Oh, it gets better, Melissa remarked. Mom told Lisa she was acting ridiculous. And then they started fighting loudly. Then Grandma got involved, saying Emily brought this on herself because she offended the cosmos by not inviting her brother. I almost choked on my drink. Melissa was cackling now. Grandma lectured Emily in front of everyone, stating, if you had treated your family better, you wouldn't be alone in your wedding dress right now. I leaned back, a deep, satisfying smirk spreading across my face. Wow, that's beautiful. Oh, and then, Melissa said, your mother attempted to contact the groom's family to resolve the situation. His mother just smiled and said, this is your issue now. I had to set down my drink before I spilled it from laughing so hard. So, I said, collecting my breath. Where does that leave Emily? Melissa sighed. Still weeping, still blaming everyone except herself. Last I heard, she was trying to save the wedding with some sort of backup plan. But let's be honest, she's not going to recover from this. I shook my head, grinning. You know what the best part is? What? I took a slow sip from my drink. I don't care. Melissa roared with laughter. Honestly, I don't blame you. I just thought you'd appreciate knowing that karma did its job. Oh, I love knowing that, I remarked, still smirking. Thanks for the update, Melissa. No problem, she replied. Enjoy your trip. And for the record, you did the right thing. I hung up, more satisfied than I had been in years. They wanted a wedding without me. And now, thanks to their own selfishness, they had a disaster instead. I grabbed my drink and raised it to the heavens, toasting to the best decision I'd ever made. Then I turned off my phone and relaxed back in my cabana, letting the beach air sweep away the last vestiges of shame. For the remainder of the day, I didn't look at my phone. Instead, I scheduled a sunset cruise, allowed the warm breeze to wash over me, and had a 5-star meal by the seaside. My family was still picking up the pieces from Emily's wedding tragedy. I was enjoying the greatest steak I'd ever had. At some point, a notion occurred to me. Perhaps I should feel sorry for her. Then I remembered how she left me out without hesitation. Yeah, no. I took a sip from my wine, took one last shot of the breathtaking view, and shared it with one caption. 0 regrets. Finally, with a contented smile, I turned off my phone again. Let them stew. I was done being their backup plan. The following morning, I awoke feeling lighter than I had in years. No guilt. No tension. No last-minute family emergencies that became my job to solve. Just myself, the sound of waves, and an entire day of nothing but rest. I stretched, ordered room service, and out of curiosity, I turned my phone back on. Big mistake. Within seconds, my notifications surged. Mom, you need to stop acting like a child and call me. Emily, I can't believe you're doing this to me. You are so selfish. Mom, this isn't funny. Emily is heartbroken. Do you even care? Unknown number, possibly my aunt. We need to fix this family before it's too late. I groaned and shook my head. It was almost surprising how swiftly they moved from ignoring me to expecting me to cure everything. Then one message caught my attention. Melissa. Okay, I understand you're ignoring everyone, but please read this. Your mother is trying to gather the family for a discussion when you return. Just a heads up. I almost laughed aloud. Oh, they assumed I would return as if nothing had happened. As if I'd just show up and let them guilt trip me and pretend the entire thing never occurred. Yeah, not happening. I quickly replied to Melissa. Thanks for the warning, but I won't be there. Melissa. Wait, what do you mean? Me. I'm extending my trip. They wanted to cut me out. Okay, I'm cutting myself off altogether. I could almost see her reaction, a combination of astonishment and amusement. A few seconds later, she responded, Okay, that's iconic. Tell me everything when you get back, whenever that is, LOL. I grinned, set down my phone, and grabbed my laptop. With a few clicks, my trip was officially extended. Another entire week. No family, no drama, no family discussions. Just me and the ocean. They never allowed me to have peace. And the best part, they couldn't do anything about it. Before heading to the beach, I sent one final text to Mom and Emily. Oh, so you want me around? Sorry, I'm too busy enjoying my overreaction. Have fun cleaning up your own messes. Then, for the last time, I blocked their numbers. I put my phone down, ordered another drink, and let the sun warm my skin. No guilt, no tension, no regrets, just peace. And it was the best decision I've ever made. So tell me what you think. If you were in my shoes, would you have done the same thing? Or would you have eventually given in and tried to fix things? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to know your take on this.